All right, Evie. Today, we will be taking Bandit to a place where we will never see her again. We've been through quite a bit with good old Bandit. We've made her new. We've done a lot to it. We've changed out the water heater, changed out floors, changed out the interior, brand new roof, tires, to her to make her beautiful again. And she served her purpose. It's been a lot of fun. We've learned a lot. You've learned a lot. But today is a new chapter. We have done a lot, haven't we, Evie?
Who's we? You and the mouse in your pocket?
You know, we really fell in love with Bandit. At first, you know, she was a little rough around the edges, but there's something about her that really has a lot of unique personality. And there's something about making an RV your own and customizing it and getting into all the weeds of the walls and understanding everything about an RV. And I do really feel that this RV 100% better than when we first received her. And the build quality is just inside and out. It's just amazing. Need to readjust. But you know, I'm not sure I would necessarily do a renovation like this again. You know, it was a lot of work. And whoever is gonna get this rig is gonna have a labor of love. Let me see, where am I at? Whoops. Crap. Well, son of a biscuit eater. I almost smashed this thing, but I didn't. I need to get that side camera set up. So I need to go up a little bit. All right, let's try this again. It is a little bit easier with two people, but we need to slide right up on that disc. But I can tell you one thing. It's a lot easier to hook up to this. Just locks right in place. Look at that. Definitely a plus. And for those of you that recommended this thing, I'll put a link in the description. But this is making my life a lot easier without a step on this truck. I just jump up in there. So thank you for that. All right, quick little tug test. What do you say, Evie? We're good? She didn't move, did she? Good. All right, let's get the rest of this.
Are you sure you should be asking the dog that question?
You're my favorite dog. I mean, you're my favorite girl dog. You turned out to be a pretty good dog. Oh, jeez. Back it up a little bit. I have the tool somewhere in one of the bins for this. So a crescent wrench just gonna have to work.
So one thing that I remembered that I kind of failed to mention that I wanted to make sure that I mentioned about the mattresses. So the mattresses that are in our current RV that is for sale right now are not our mattresses from RV Mattress. We are keeping those. We absolutely love the mattresses from rvmattress.com. We've been using them for close to 3 years now. We wanted to keep them. We didn't want to have them send us new ones. They would have gladly done that, but we didn't feel like the mattresses that were in that RV were beyond their useful life. Plus, I explained a little bit in the last video how we had just a little bit of discoloration that got on the mattress in the master bedroom. Didn't want to pass that on to anybody, but also felt like that we didn't want to, you know, it didn't mean we need to throw it out and start over either. So not doing that. But I did want to just kind of clarify that's what was going on with the mattress situation. The mattress that's in the RV is for sale right now is the stock mattress out of our new unit, and there'll be more on that coming soon. In the meantime, if you want something different to sleep on, because you probably will, you can just head over to rvmattress.com, use our code GRATEFUL, save 30%, and they'll get you all taken care of. All right, back to the video.
It just needs to be oiled, I think.
Should I oil it real quick, or? It should be good.
You know, it's probably better that it's tight, because that way it doesn't accidentally like
Yeah.
slip out or something. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. All right. Last time.
All right, you guys. This is like a sad and not sad day all in one, because this is the official video announcement that our RV is officially for sale. But we are going to do this a little bit differently than most people would do when they sell an RV, because we have found literally what I think is the most genius way to sell an RV, but also to purchase a used RV. So we're going to talk about that more in this video. First things first, we got to get this to where it needs to go, where all of this is going to happen. So let's go.
Bandit, you've been a dandy camper. You've done well. We will miss you. It's been real, it's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun.
Hi, I'm Melanie. Nice to meet you, Charity. Ben, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
I am one of the appraisers here.
Okay.
So we're going to consign the chaparral for you if you could unlock and open up everything. I'm going to do a visual assessment before we kind of go in and go over numbers or anything.
Sounds
So
good.
take a minute and go ahead and do that.
Yep.
Okay,
Sounds
perfect.
great. Let me just make sure that we got plenty of space. Oh yeah, we got plenty of space to get the slides out and everything
Yeah.
like that. So, all right, sounds great.
What's one thing that you see commonly that they could do to help?
Sealant and the age of tires.
Sealing and the age of tires. Okay.
Sealant is probably the biggest one. People don't realize that you have to walk the outside of your RV. You have to look under your floors. You have to feel that. And so people will come in having an RV for, let's say, 10 years and never even thought about looking on the outside. And so you don't want to wait till it's too late. You always do want to catch that in the beginning when it's just barely feeling it, and then have that resealed.
Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
And then the age of tires.
Okay.
If you have original tires from 2010, it's
right,
kind of a
that's an
big deal.
issue. yeah.
Exactly. Well, they dry rot in Florida. The heat,
Yes.
all that stuff. So
And then we reinforced this because it was starting to come off.
And then you just put in lithium batteries too, correct?
Yeah. I mentioned we swapped out the pin box, but you guys have a full service department. So
We do.
if somebody is looking to purchase an RV or sell an RV, either way, you guys can help them with those types of
Yes. Full
swap
service
outs.
shop, parts department. We do it all here.
Perfect.
I think I got most of the outside that I needed. All the COVID units, now that they're hitting
Yeah.
the market, it has just put this influx, and that's what's brought the value down for RVs in general. Buyers now have options. They're looking at all these numbers. I mean, there's thousands of RVs that weren't there before.
So for somebody that is in the market to buy, like now is prime time.
now is the prime time.
pull the
Absolutely.
trigger and-
Absolutely.
Yeah. So for people that are wanting to maybe potentially sell their RV too, now's the time to get that thing
Because it's
for
hot.
sale.
Because buyers are out there shopping
yeah,
for 'em.
Yeah.
People are still wanting to be outside, have other
100%.
alternatives. People
Yeah.
work hard, they want to play hard.
Absolutely.
And what better way to do it than in
I
an
know,
RV and
right?
travel the country?
There's also a remote for the TV that we just put down there with masking tape.
Take it. Painter's tape works great for RVs. Is what we use, because it doesn't leave a mess.
Yeah. So we finished the visual assessment on the outside with the team here at PPL. So we're going to go inside and start the paperwork. So I just was going to ask that, so where we'll stay in touch and we'll stay in contact and things like that. Similar to like when we've sold houses in the past and you have like a real estate agent, they will sometimes ask people like feedback, right? Like, do you guys have anything like that too, to where like as people are looking at it, will you guys let us know like maybe like what some people are like comments or like
If
anything
sales
like that?
has
or?
some feedback, I can ask them, like, do you have
Okay.
any feedback for me? So if I've
Yeah.
seen it, somebody's, shown it, or someone has some interest, I'll call that salesperson. Like, what kind of feedback do you have me? In
Gotcha.
your case, I'm gonna go ahead and do that for you, because I want you to know. And then that's the kind, will I always have it? Maybe not, but if sales is on top of things, then I can have that
Yeah.
feedback.
Okay. So that way you share with us and then we just know kind of
Absolutely.
like maybe what people are saying, pros and cons, which then just kind of helps us understand things more too.
And it will.
Perfect.
And so yes, that's part of that conversation. And then because the market changes every couple months, as you know, those new blue books, when they roll out, it can change the market.
Yeah.
So that's also part of my job, is to talk you through that just in case.
Perfect. And then do you mind sharing what you were sharing with me a little bit earlier too about like where we've painted the inside and how that plays out when you go to sell an RV?
It does. It can take some value away, and it takes the right person to come in and love those colors, love that wallpaper, if you will, and be like, I see myself in it. Whereas if it's the original neutral kind of color scheme, people can envision themselves in there. It's a niche. It does take the right person to overlook that.
Perfect. So hopefully, because the painting we did was white and not bright purple.
True. It is true that you did a more neutral color palette.
Right.
But it can just
But
change
it still can, like you said.
Anytime you modify an RV, take anything out, add something, it just changes the value of that RV.
Gotcha.
As it changes the way people see it and interpret it themselves.
So it's not like your house. It's something I learned.
It's not like a house.
Right.
But even that, when you go to sell a house, what does that realtor ask you to do? Paint it beige.
Yep.
It's the same. This is no different than real estate. These are tiny houses on wheels.
Yeah.
And we look at it as such.
Perfect. Well, it's good information.
Absolutely. Let me make some copies.
All right, you guys, this feels so empty in here. Like, does anybody else feel like it's empty in here other than just me? So this is our official, like I said earlier in the video, RV for sale video. So if you guys want to take a look at this RV, and actually let me back up just a minute. So what we have decided to do is actually put our RV on consignment here at PPL in Summerfield, Florida. Now, the really interesting thing about PPL is that they are an RV dealer. All they have are consignment. So you can come shop an inventory of hundreds of RVs. They have drivable, they have towable, they have all different types of RVs here. These are all used on consignment. And so you guys know that we've talked about, just weighing those options, new versus used, right? So this is a great place to come peruse used RVs, or maybe you're at the place where you need to sell your RV. I will tell you, super easy process to consign it here. And they do a lot of advertising. I mean, I'm really, really excited about being able to utilize this resource, also because it's going to save us time. So if you want to come look at our RV, this is where you need to go. We'll have all sorts of info below with their website, exactly where they're located here in Summerfield, Florida, all of that. So let's get started. I just want to give you guys a quick tour, right? So anyway, our whole kitchen area here, you've got nice pantry storage here. This served us so well to be able to store all of the food and things like that. I put all of our, we left one thing. We still have an RV mug. We need to take this with us. I put a lot of our dishes and stuff up in here. Really nice counter space. I had our coffee maker and our little air fryer thing here. Lots of cabinet space underneath here. We are leaving the mats that I put under both of the sinks. So the waterproof mats, just as an extra layer of protection. And then of course you've got these drawers here. These are just all of the owner's manuals and stuff that are for the RV. Pull out drawers. The other thing, you guys, is that they're going to detail it for us. So this thing's going to be spick and span before it goes to the new owner. So you get your 3-burner propane oven, just your propane oven. You have a microwave. It's not a convection, it's just a microwave. Residential fridge. This was nice because there's plenty of space in the fridge. And then you've got your 2 drawers down here that are your freezers. Now, I will say, we would really love to see this go to a family. So maybe you're a full-time family. Maybe you're considering getting on the road full-time, or maybe you just are a family and you've grown and you've outgrown maybe what you have. This is a great rig, and I'll show you more on that in a minute. These Thomas Paine recliner couches, you guys, these are so nice. In fact, we're going to be showing you more to come on what we're getting. I actually think this couch might be nicer than the one that's in the RV we're getting. So I have mixed thoughts. We'll leave it for whomever gets this RV. And you got a nice little phone chargy thing back here too. So it plugs in over here, but you just set your phone there and it's the magnetic phone charger. This couch is really nice. All right, so moving back here, we have the rear bunk room. Now, I really like this setup because you've got cabinets here, so you've got a lot of storage up here. This is the trifold Thomas Paine sleeper. So this actually folds out into a bed. This is where our daughter slept. She absolutely loved it. And then you've got this dresser here. So this dresser I completely redid with the Beyond Paint and sealed it all up with their sealer. And then you've got lots of cabinet storage up here as well. Plenty of space for all of the things. This does have a TV backer. There was an actual TV mount here from the prior owners. We never put a TV there. If you've watched this channel for any length of time, you know our thoughts and feelings on RVs and TVs, but I digress. Okay, one thing I do want to make sure that I point out is we're leaving all of our stuff for the new owners because we want you to take care of your RV right. So we've got our very own RV Digest It Plus Ultra, so strongest formula. We want to make sure that whomever gets this RV is equipped to do it the right way. We've got our bottle of Scrub It, and then of course the correct toilet brush that you want to use, the silicone tipped one. And then back here you have a full bathroom. So you have a shower, you got a little mini tub. So if you've got a couple of younger kiddos, you do have a tub and a sink. And then we put the curved shower curtain rod up here. We also took out the skylights, you guys. Pros and cons to that. More pros than cons. So let's just say way less heat, any of that kind of stuff. Okay.
Oh, and then the Max Air fans.
Oh yes,
The
we
vent
can't
fan,
forget
brand
that.
new.
So, and those are amazing because they have the thermostat built into them. You can hit the hold to 78. It will come on automatically if it gets above 78 degrees to start circulating the air in the RV. So
Keep those pets safe.
one of the few fans that has those built-in thermostats. Fireplace, smart TV. All of the remotes and things like that are with the staff here at PPL, and everything works amazing. And then you've got a storage cabinet over here. Now, here's one thing. I'm leaving this for the new owner. So you've got your magnetic sconce light because I just, you know, dark cabinet bothers me. So you can see in this, and then it's just rechargeable with the USB. So you can charge that. Okay, what I was gonna say, cabinets. This cabinet here. We'll show you in just a minute, but what used to be the outdoor kitchen, you guys, this is like such a blank canvas with possibilities where the outdoor kitchen is behind this as far as creating additional storage, more so than what we did. So I'll talk about maybe more what those options are when we get outside to show you that. We have a recliner sofa here. This could be used as a dinette space if you wanted it. Yep, we got the LED light, and this one is the dimmable, so you can dim it down or just, you know, shut it off. But this is all the LED, and it's the nice soft light. So that is upgraded. Micro air thermostat. I love this, and I'll tell you why. Because if I get hot,
Said that with an accent.
which I've been for fucking hot.
Feeling hot, hot, hot.
If I get hot when I'm sleeping, which I have been lately, I can literally just get my phone on the wireless or the Bluetooth and turn this thing down from the bedroom, from my phone. So love that the micro air thermostat is one of our #1 upgrades. We will do it in our next RV because I absolutely love the convenience. We're leaving a lot of the command hooks just because, you know, whoever gets this RV, we want you to be ready to be organized. Now this is where, especially if you guys are a full-time family or just maybe you want to bring the grandkids along the way. When we were looking to purchase this RV, there was another RV that was available in the state. And the gal that had it was a grandma that liked to camp with her grandkids. And so she chose this floor plan for that reason. But you've got a double bunk. So we did take this out when we were using it. We saved it so that we could put it back in if we ever did sell it, and we did. And then this is brand new, you guys. I'm not going to say much other than brand new mattress for you there. More to come in a future video. Subscribe.
Storage.
But you've got tons of storage in this space. I mean, you got all these cabinets up here. Probably would need a ladder, or you just have the kiddo jump up on the bunk and grab the stuff that you need out of there. Okay, moving up here.
Upgraded motion light for there and motion light in the bathroom.
The other thing I did is I labeled which was which, right? Slide 1, slide 2, that doesn't tell me anything. So I labeled the ones that were not super clear on what they were. So in the bathroom here, I left you guys this, whomever gets this, just because they were screwed into the wall. I didn't want to leave holes in the wall where we'd put stuff in. So you can got some organization for your towels and things. You guys might remember we took out the heavy shower doors, which were heavy and also hard to keep clean. So you've got your shower in here, and then you've got, let me open this up, got your Oxygenics shower head right here. So there you go. And then again, took the skylight out, just covered that up. Now, this is one of the things that I really do like, is there is so much storage that is here. So in here, you've got a ton of storage, all 3 of these drawers. And then we put this in because the previous owner, there would have been like a sliding pocket door, but that is actually kind of big and heavy too. So we put this little accordion door in here. So, you know, you got a little bit of privacy when you need it. So that is there. And then you've got your closet in here. Again, I have left whomever the rechargeable light. These two, whomever purchases that can use these. Hopefully they find a use for them. I didn't feel that they worked very well for us, but maybe they will work better for somebody else. You know what I just realized too? You might even be able to use those as drawer dividers, maybe. If you get the RV, let us know. Now over here, what we did is, because this was just like closed off, and Ben really struggled at night feeling like that he was hitting the wall with his hand. Plus there's no like little nightstand area, right? So we just took this trim off, closed it, like, you know, put a nice piece of trim up here so that whomever could just use this as like a nightstand area, so that it kind of essentially has 2 nightstands. But then obviously you can access it through the front here too. And I did leave 1 mirror. I covered these mirrors, but I left one because it is nice to have something that's a little bit of a longer length mirror. And then the AC silencers, we put these in on both ACs. So this AC, when you're sleeping at night and it kicks on, it is not super, super loud. It really helps with the noise. In fact, what we did is we just turned where the fan would run continuously, like for white noise. And then the AC would just, you know, kick on when it actually needed to cool the temperature down. That's how we used it. It kept us extremely comfortable when we were sleeping. I left the little 2 floating command shelves. So for whomever the next person is that acquires this RV, you've got a couple little nice shelvy things there for you. And then of course we took out the carpet. So we've got the vinyl flooring throughout. So it's just a little bit easier to keep clean, as far as you don't have to really vacuum. You can just use a broom or something of that. In fact, what I did before we brought it up here is I actually used a steam mop. And so I just steam mopped everything. Let's run to the outside real fast, because I want to show you guys something on the outside, especially that is brand spanking new. Okay, so one thing on the outside, you guys might remember, is this open? Now I don't know which is like shut. Up and down is open? Okay, there you go. This door is new. This was an outdoor kitchen. We obviously took that out because we had to replace this slide floor, but we really liked this for storage. So there was just a piece of this paneling that went over the top of this. We took that off. We did not reinstall it because we felt like that it opened up so much for storage. This is a TV backer. If you still wanted to use a TV, you could put a TV here still. You could put a mini fridge, plug it in. I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. This could be a little tool shed, you know? I mean, the possibilities are endless. But where I was talking about inside with the cabinet, so you've got your side cabinet here. You've got your cabinet that's by the fireplace here. You could knock the back out of that cabinet and create like deep storage. You could put something here on a sliding drawer that you could open from the inside. It comes into this. So much that you could do. Blank canvas for whomever.
Make sure you lock all this.
I know. Let me tell you what. Now I am like, there we go, paranoid about that. On the bumper here, we've got these little doors. So these open and close for your sewer hose storage. Makes that a little bit easier than the plastic caps that come.
Pop off.
I said that with an accent again.
Yes.
I was thinking something, I don't know. Anyway, reinforced electrical plug. It does have the electric leveling jacks here. So your button there for your levelers there. This has 5 slides, y'all. 5 slides. This is where your mid bunk room is there. 5 slides. On-demand water heater. So we replaced that. You will have endless hot water. You will not have this issue of like somebody used all the hot water. No, it is endless. Here's your pass-through storage. You might remember from a prior video, we actually moved the wall back. So that created a larger pass-through storage space. Reinforced door here. We are gonna have them replace the trailer plug. The one that the previous owner left for us. Looks like that maybe it drug the concrete a little bit at one point. Not hazardous, but not aesthetically pleasing. We just want to make sure that whomever gets this RV is good to go, ready to rock and roll.
Strong arms for stabilization.
Does have those. Those were nice. And then we did put the original pin box back on it. We just felt like that this was probably a better way to just have it equipped for the majority. And then of course, those things can be changed. The other thing too here is they have a full-on service department. Accessories or things like that, if that's something that you decide that, you know, you want, they can help you with that and get all of that taken care of. Oh yeah, we should talk about that because that's a big, big upgrade here. So in here, we have got the Battleborn inverter. So this is a 2000 watt inverter. And then we put the 2 watt cycle batteries in here.
2 lithium 100 amp hour
watt cycles. So you might remember the Battleborn batteries. We do have those. They are going in our new RV, which we'll tell you about more. It does have the lithium converter because lithium's just the way to go, y'all.
So they'll get a lot more, double the battery.
Want anything less than that. And then these are still, yes, we got one new landing gear in there.
Full propane.
Full propane. You got your gas stops. So, and then your pass through on
Look at that space in there.
this side. This is gonna have a bigger pass through than what you're gonna see in a lot, y'all. There you go. The end of one chapter. A new one is about to unfold. Make sure that you hit the, oh yes.
New awning, new.
This is what I wanted to show you. Brand new awning, brand new LED light strip. Brand spanking new, you guys. We only gotta ever use it once.
Coachman Chaparral, what model is it?
373 MBRB. Can be yours. Visit PPL. They'll get you hooked up. They'll get you all the paperwork done and you can take it home and travel the country this summer. You guys, I'm so excited for this opportunity for somebody out there. So if you have any questions, you can definitely drop them in the comments below. Also, PPL is there to help you guys take a look at it and make it yours if you want. It was fun.